Well, I am here with Lynne Suprock, and I am gloved up and ready to go because we are making some magical, mystery, fantastic garden balls. I don't even know what to call them. They're just shiny and cool, and I love them.
Gazing balls is what we call them.
Because you just gaze at them and can't look away?
Can't look away. I think they're coming in favor again. People have them in their yards, around their lawns, and they're in some of the hobby stores. So that's kind of where I got my inspiration for them.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, it totally looks like a crystal ball or like a magical something. You could use it in cosplay.
Do you ever just walk through though and say, that's gorgeous, I love that, I have to have that, I can make that.
Oh yeah.
So this was an inspiration, you know, just from doing some shopping because I needed something for my yard. But you can make gazing balls that set on their own stands, and they're made from the modeling compound we're going to use. You can also make the stands out of that. And I also think you can hang them in your trees. It's waterproof, rainproof, snowproof, because underneath we'll have something that won't chip or crack. Or
that would be a fun way to decorate a snowman or something like that, or like really, you know, jazz things up.
Absolutely, and you can make the snowman any color that you'd like, because this compound, although today we're going to choose to use black, and there's white out here on the table, but there's different colors it comes in, and then you can also mix those colors to make other colors. So
essentially you're picking your grout, because it's based on a mosaic, and you can make your grout any color that you want.
Right.
And of course, if you were using, let's say, less colored stones, fewer colors of stones, you might choose something other than black.
The background to pop,
yes.
So that'll be your emphasis, right? But it doesn't have the consistency of grout. It's really malleable. It's a molding compound, so it's nice to work your hands. It is a little sticky. Sometimes people like to wait a little bit, like an hour you can wait, it's less sticky. It'll still adhere to the styrofoam ball. I already have a ball done here.
So just to be clear, this is a plain old styrofoam ball,
right?
And you've just put some clay around it.
It's solid styrofoam, and the clay.
There are balls that are not solid styrofoam?
I don't know, or half balls, or
okay.
You know, I don't know. It's a solid. It's what it says
it's
on the label.
It's a solid styrofoam ball.
So anyway, you have this modeling compound that will stick to that styrofoam. You don't have to adhese it. You don't have to, you know, add anything else. You just mix it and put it on the ball.
So how do we mix it?
So that's the next step here. We're going to take some utensils to help get the right amount on here. Yeah, a little bit of ice cream, but not really.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
You don't want to use these.
It looks good enough to eat.
You don't want to use these afterwards either, because it's not good for kitchen. But you don't have to be precise. It's going to be about an amount. Okay. So I have part A, and A scoop always used with A. And then there's B. B scoop always with B. So I'm going to just pull out.
Because you don't want to contaminate the containers.
That's correct.
In any way.
Because
obviously.
if you do a little bit more, if you do contaminate, then it hardens up in the
which you
container.
Don't want.
No, and then you kind of ruin your whole bucket of stuff. So I have two balls that I'm going to mix together. And then,
now it's interesting. I've seen people have all different techniques for mixing. So some people do like two snakes, and they twist the snakes, and then they like turn it. But you are. Do
your technique. Let's technique off.
Let's technique off.
Let's see.
So let's see who can do it faster.
That's right. Don't do this at home. So it's all over your floor.
What color are we going for?
You're going to blend the two, so that in the end, really, it only takes a few minutes. You want the two colors to blend together. So I don't.
So should it be a gray, or will it stay black?
It's going to stay black, because that's a dominant color in this clay selection.
You just don't want to see any, I assume, marbling.
Streaks. No marbling, and yours looks pretty good.
Okay.
I won, but okay.
You did.
We're
not going to lie.
Put it together. Okay. And so once we have that together, and I want to break it off because I really don't need that much, you just do a pancake type of a motion with it. You don't roll this out. You don't have to put it through any kind of pasta maker. You just take, you know, bits and pieces and flatten it like a pancake, maybe the thickness of a quarter, and then you just apply it all the way around the styrofoam ball, and it just kind of sticks to itself, and then you smooth it out with your gloves. You see how I'm just pressing that?
Yeah. So you're covering the whole thing, and then once you actually have it covered, we can talk about that. Do you roll it to smooth it? Do you just smush it in your hands?
Smush it in your hands.
Okay.
I have a sample here that actually will show you how thick you want that clay to be, or approximate, because it depends on the tiles. Thicker tiles, thicker clay. Right. So you're going to, you know, kind of make that judgment call. And I always, in case I want to hang these small ones in a tree, I'll make a little topper. I'll just twist a piece and adhere it like that. And this compound will stay up itself pretty much, so it could air dry in 24 hours.
It's
that
funny to
would
me
be
that you
hard.
say that you're adhering it just because all you did was push it down, and I'm expecting to see glue or whatever.
Right, yeah, you don't have to use any of that. So that is what happens. And so when you want to add then your mosaics, you can do that. You have an hour to 2 hour window. So if you would like to help me add those mosaics,
when
we
it
could just
comes to
stick
shiny
them in there.
things,
I will hold
I'm in it.
that.
So are these glass? Are
Just
they porcelain?
really push them in there.
I did not want to get aggressive.
No, because that'll kind of push up, that'll give there you go, that'll give that grout look, and it comes up in between, you know, the beads. So
I do see that. So you
Yeah,
could
there
actually,
you go.
you could get this prepped, and then you could give it to a kid with some gloves or something, and they could do their design. It's like cookie decorating that lasts forever.
yeah, and they have their own sense of creative.
So I find myself wanting to go like in a pattern. Is that what you do, or you just do it more random?
I do it pretty random, and these were smaller tiles. Some of the samples you'll see, a cool thing to do is to put pennies in.
Oh, yeah.
And then the copper shines in the sun or, you know, hanging in a
So
tree.
you can really embed almost anything. You could put beads, mirrors. I'm trying to think. Could
glass
you
pieces. The big gazing ball is actual shells. If you look at some, it's colored shells.
That's so fun.
And these are just glass pieces, and then there are jewels as well.
Do you know what a sailor's valentine is?
No.
Okay, so a sailor's valentine is this sort of old-timey craft that sailors used to do to sort of kill time and do something with their hands, and they would take all these shells and other things that they found and make these incredible, intense collages. And I think they probably just use glue for that, but I'm starting to think that you could easily do that by just embedding shells into a frame. And I have a sailor's valentine, and I love it.
That
They're
sounds pretty
amazing.
cool. Yeah, that is. That's a good project.
Super cool.
So once you have this whole ball covered, you maybe want to add a little texture to this, because see, it has kind of my marks from the glove. So we'll step over here, and you could use a rubber stamp with hard rubber, and I'm ashamed of myself, I don't really, every time I use my stamp,
clean anything.
them. But this is an ink project that was on here, it won't really hurt this.
Okay.
So you're just going to press over the area that you just put your tiles in, and you'll end up
Texture tool.
with some, right, and then you can use bigger texture tool if you've got wider spaces.
Is this like a trivet?
This is a silicone trivet, so that's pretty
That's
easy.
cool.
And so once I have that all done, there's one last step if you want. You don't, you can leave it like this, I'd like it like this, or you could just do this, which we have one here, and we use some metallic luster that we rubbed all over the textured part, which makes that pop.
So I have two questions. There's one, do you need to seal this?
No.
Okay. You can, but you don't need to. And two, do you need to wait until it dries to put the metallic
Good
luster
question.
on?
You should, yeah, because if you rub it on while it's wet, you'll take off your texture.